Well, let's go ahead and spend some partial time wandering on over with Crappy to the game reveal. What do you have? Well, whatever. We don't have any more Jeff, either Jeff XVX or Jeff from that creepy game, because he is horrifying. Let's go ahead and say hello to our second GM for the day, Seth. Seth, come on in. I want to chat with you. I want to see what game you've got today. As we bop out to some Katamari, it's good music. Someone in chat is Kuso for Kuso nuts? Oh no. That's not good. Well, for those who are watching for the first time, just go ahead and kick back and relax. We have signups about once a year for people who want to get involved, but we also try to keep it fairly low stress for the players, you know, about once a month, play a game for the stream. If they get eliminated, that's fine. You can sit back and watch the other people play. I try to keep things as low stress as possible for y'all, so hopefully you're able to come and have fun. Now, where is Seth? Where are you? Seth! Seth!
Hi.
There you are. Hey, how are you doing?
Doing pretty well. How's it going today?
Pretty dang good. I've been having a lot of fun with the game so far. Honestly, last night was a great hotfix show that we had. And today, you know, it's a little bit lower key here on this channel, just relaxing with all of my friends, getting to see some new games. And I feel like this game is actually new to me as well.
This game is something that I rented a lot as a kid. Very similar to Cold Spot, actually. Man, the more I realize it, a lot of my Blockbuster rentals were really questionable games, except for the well-known ones on the N64.
Honestly, that's probably for the best. Rentals can be a little bit questionable, but that's why we had rentals, because you never knew the quality of the game that you were going to be getting, you know?
Well, yeah, because, you know, you'd go to your local Blockbuster or grocery store, because some of those actually had, like, rental places within inside of them. And, you know, my mom was like, all right, you got 5 minutes, pick something out, that's your game for the weekend. And I would just go, this looks interesting, just on the box art alone. Or if it was based off of a cartoon show I liked, that would always be like the first thing to be picked up, and then you just see how the weekend went.
And yeah, it's better, you know, you spend like $2 to $3. Maybe if you're going to Blockbuster, you're paying a little bit more. You got the game for the weekend, and if it was a good game that you really enjoyed, then you might end up buying it. And if it's not, then that's fine. You'd never have to touch it again. There are very few cases where I actually regretted a weekend based off of the game that we got. But the biggest regret was when we got Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends for the NES, and it was so bad that we actually got my parents to take it back and switch it for a different game, because we legit thought that it was broken. Like, we couldn't figure out how to control it right, which is just how the game is. It's bad. Oh, but yeah, that's like the biggest rental fail memory of my life. Otherwise, you know, we probably rented some not great games, and that was fine. But what game do you have today?
Now, today we're going to be going into the realm of licensed game territory on one of my favorite, like, Saturday morning cartoons, or honestly just cartoons in general.
True.
A lot of the cartoons honestly inspired Seth as a character altogether, because we'll be going into the direction of the Looney Tunes with Bugs Bunny and Double Trouble on the Sega Genesis.
Bubble, bubble, double trouble. Fire, burn, cauldron bubbles. Yeah. On Bugs Bunny, yeah. Bugs Bunny games, there are quite a few out there that, honestly, I feel are very appropriate for Kusog7ande. What's strange about Bugs Bunny games, though, is that most of the time they are somewhat acceptable, even if they have some questionable mechanics. The Super Nintendo one, for example, that I believe we had before, Rabbit Rampage, that's one that I played as a kid. I loved it, but it definitely has problems, and I think that adults were able to point out a lot more of the problems than I did as a kid. But what can you say? That's just sort of how things go. As a kid, you're not as well versed in the art of video games.
The only Bugs Bunny game I owned was like Crazy Castle 2 on the Game Boy, and I couldn't even get past like stage 7 on that thing.
By the way, we were speaking of rentals, and one of my favorite rentals that I remember as a kid, most of the games we actually rented from the local Radio Shack. They did video game rentals when I was young, and they did them much cheaper than the other alternatives. But this game that I particularly loved as a rental, we had to go to the more expensive place, Home Entertainment, the most generic name out there, and rented Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout.
Yeah. Yup.
And I love that game. It's not good, but I very much enjoyed this.
It's serviceable. It's not horrendous by any means necessary. It's just there.
It's certainly there.
I've always had a lot more fun with some of the other like Looney Tunes based properties. I think like one of my favorite ones on the Genesis was Desert Demolition with Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, done by Blue Sky, the same company that would eventually do Vector Man and the good Jurassic Park games, in my personal opinion.
Okay, which good ones? The Genesis ones?
Yes.
I actually really like the top-down Super Nintendo Jurassic Park game. It's not good, but I still really enjoy it.
The first-person stages.
Yeah, the frame rate is atrocious in those areas. It's so bad. As a kid, I was terrified of those locations. I actually rented that more than once, though. I really enjoyed the game. I just couldn't make much progress. And the Doom sections scared me. And then as an adult, I tried them. I'm like, what was I afraid of? This is so crappy.
Those Doom sections also have like the best piece of music in the entire game.
Are you talking about the elevator? Yeah. I got to find that elevator music at some point, because you wouldn't expect there to be an absolutely smooth elevator section in a game like that out of all the games out there, but it did, and it was glorious. I love that, like, as soon as you said the best music, I'm like, I know exactly which music. Because I loved just going into the elevator and standing in there and doing nothing else for a while. But yeah, that game horrified me. This game, though, I have no memories of because I've never played it. Bugs Bunny and Double Trouble. How is it Double Trouble? Can't you just get in normal trouble?
I honestly don't know, because, usually when they have the title of Double Trouble, it implies there's two things that Bugs needs to fight. But this thing is basically just a romp through a bunch of the classic Bugs Bunny cartoons, and you face trouble in every single one of them, so it's not really Double Trouble, it's more like...
Bugs Bunny in very average trouble. Predictable trouble. Okay.
Predictable situations that he puts himself in.
Well, everybody, we are ready to roll. If you have any rabbit emotes, please get those ready to spam, as well as anything else that may be Bugs Bunny related. I do see a bull. I do see a duck. Spam, because I'm doing the countdown. I know there has been a rabbit furry dude hopping into chat every once in a while, so I expect to see some of those. Yeah. There we go. Countdown started. As soon as I see movement in the first level, I will start our timer. Haha. Demo. We've got a cat in chat. Oh, Bugs Bunny going to sleep and oh, that's not the start. Okay, I gotta wait. Okay. There we go. Okay, and it appears that right at the beginning, you've got Daffy Duck trying to murder you. Wait, this is like Shadow Mario already.
Mm-hmm.
I love the music. It's good.
The music is really catchy, and if you play this for long, like a lot of it will just get stuck in your head and it will haunt your dreams at night.
My gosh, there's so many rabbit emotes on Twitch. I love this. So many. Thank you, all of you rabbits. Feel free to go ahead and predict in chat, by the way, who is going to take the victory. We've got Hello Allison, Ellipsis Break, Valley Claire, and Escorian racing through this game to try to make the most progress that they can in the course of an hour. Is that a timer at the top right?
Yes, it is.
Is that a goose? Oh, that's Elmer Fudd. Okay, I thought it was a goose chasing Bugs Bunny. But yeah, that's definitely Elmer Fudd's shadow.
Yeah, all of the stages have some sort of timer that's kind of dictated to the episode. So with this one, it's based off the classic duck season, wabbit season.
Yeah.
So when Elmer Fudd catches up with Bugs, you just instantly lose a life and have to restart the stage.
Yeah. Do, 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 do. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, the music is enjoyable. Honestly, I've thought a lot about like video games that have things based off of episodes. I've thought a lot about this recently because of the That's So Raven game that we had the other week. I mean, it's weird for That's So Raven to inspire me like this, but honestly, you know, if you're playing a game that is based off of a cartoon, why not have episode-specific content? I think that it's catering, but that's not a bad thing, you know? If people are playing a Bugs Bunny video game, then they probably want to have some of the memorable moments. Escorian currently fighting the bull already? Wait, is that the next level? What's going on here? I'm confused.
So this game is like Mega Man, where off the bat you can choose between the first two episodes if you wish. Once you finish the first two episodes, the next two unlock, and then when you're done with those two, you play the last four in sequential order.
Okay, so essentially, they are able to play Duck Wabbit Duck, or the one that Escorian is on right now, the
yes,
fighting
or
the
Bully
bull.
for Bugs.
Aha! That's fair. Honestly, it seems like this bull level is a bit more of a puzzle level. You got to figure out, you know, how are you going to avoid this bull and get in the hole? There we go. Escorian into the rabbit hole.
I'll be honest, I've never made it past the first two stages of this game.
Uh-oh.
I've had to use like level select codes to see some of the other stages. It's just because both as a kid and even now, this bull stage is the epitome of defeat for me.
Honestly, I very much dislike this lighting system here.
Yeah, so Bugs is stuck in a dark underground cave. You have to find parts of the Rube Goldberg machine to defeat the bull, but it's a giant underground maze.
This is where Bugs he lives in the ground. Have you seen Looney Tunes?
Well, I mean, he clearly made that wrong left turn at Albuquerque and didn't end up here, so, you know, these are unfamiliar territory for the rabbit.
I'm so glad that, like, Albuquerque, New Mexico is a very important, like, as far as I know, one of the only real-world locations in the Looney Tunes universe. It's important, though, okay? What a running gag. I must have taken a wrong turn at Albuquerque. We've got that. We've also got Ain't I a Stinker? Yeah.
No, I still think my personal favorite one is just Marvin's. Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
He only says that in one cartoon, though. He doesn't say it in... Or does he?
No, he only says it in one, but it's just probably the most memorable Marvin quote of, like, the entire franchise for me personally.
Yeah, it's a good one. Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom. I can't do the voice, but whatever. Yeah, y'all know. That's one of the best, objectively best Looney Tunes cartoons out there, though. It's so good.
Completely agree.
Ain't I a stinker? Of course, the "What's up, Doc?" That's more than a catchphrase. That's like a trademark at this point, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The "What's up, Doc?" I don't know how I feel about catchphrases. It's like everyone on Full House had a catchphrase.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, catchphrases can be good, especially if they're used like not often, like maybe like once an episode, but when you get to an episode where it's just over and over and over again, the span of like you hear like 10 catchphrases in like 2 minutes, then you know you've ran into an issue.
Yeah, unless they're lampshading it, then it's fine. You know, just sort of making fun of their own catchphrases, which has happened on occasion. I love it. Simpsons did that as well, where they lampshaded all of the catchphrases, and I love that. Lisa, like, everybody did their own and then looked at Lisa, and she's just like, "If you need me, I'll be upstairs." Walked away. It was perfect. Or, "If you need me, I'll be in my room."
Yeah.
Yeah. Because everybody else definitely had one, but hers was a little less obvious. Anyway, blah. Here we are. Escorian still trying the bull level. How are we tracking progress?
Tracking progress by levels completed. So,
okay.
As it stands right now, Allison is in the lead for completing all of Wabbit season, Duck season.
That's pretty impressive, getting through all of that this quickly.
So it is definitely recommend. It's the first level for a reason, because there's only like 2 stages in it. So once you complete both stages, you can then move on to Bully for Bugs. But honestly, if you can knock the Gauntlet Maze style of Bully, you'll have an easier time getting to the next 4 episodes.
Yeah. I think one thing we're going to start seeing is that the players are going to have to figure out where they really want to start the game. Do you want to knock out the easier level first, or just tackle the difficult level, Bully for Bugs, whatever? I don't even care. Do you want to tackle that first? I think that since there are limited continues, that will matter.
Yeah, the game is not very nice where you get 3 continues, and once that's over, it's back to the title screen. Like, you can pick up extra lives hidden in some of the stages, but they're very few and far between.
Well, that's fun. I do enjoy that in the Duck season, Rabbit season, your whole goal, you don't want to take damage from Daffy, but you're still trying to lead him in the right direction. And that's a really fun idea. I love it. I feel like there are other games that may have done it a little bit better, but I'm not completely sure what games, you know?
I really couldn't think of any others off the top of my head that had a similar mechanic to this, where you're basically leading an NPC to complete objectives for you while avoiding them at the same time. Like, I'm pretty sure they exist, but nothing's really coming to mind at this time.
By the way, Hello Allison is... I think Hello Allison has cleared one of the holes in Bully for Bugs, which is great. Valley Claire appears to maybe have beaten... There we go, yeah! Duck Rabbit Duck is done. And now it's on to the Bull stage. Which is one of the best episodes of Looney Tunes, I feel. It was fantastic. If you've never... What's that?
So usually when I think of like classic Bugs episodes, I always think of the Barber of Seville episode they had.
I mean, the Rabbit of Seville, I think that's what it was called, as well as the Flight of the Valkyries parody. That one is fantastic as well. Those are like the epic, like legendary level. What's Opera Doc? There we go.
Yep.
Those two are epic level episodes. I really loved any of the episodes that had the witch as well, like Which is Which. That was a good episode.
Witch Hazel is a great character.
Witch Hazel is so good. What else? I haven't seen like an episode with Witch Hazel so much. I feel like as an adult, I might even like Witch Hazel even more, and I loved her as a kid.
It's honestly been a while since I've seen a cartoon with her in it.
Same. Long-haired hair, people are mentioning, yeah, that has the Sweetums-esque character, and that one's classic. It's good.
I think as far as watching classic Looney Tunes on TV, I think if the channel still exists, I think Boomerang still does occasional like nights or weeks where they'll do Looney Tunes content. Like, I still remember when Cartoon Network would dedicate the entire month of June to Looney Tunes.
Really?
It was known as like the June Bugs month, where it was just nonstop Looney Tunes for the entire month of June, which was amazing.
Bugs. That's kind of amazing. I love that. My father, I remember that he was a big Looney Tunes fan, and he loved Yosemite Sam. His pickup truck that he had Yosemite Sam like floor mats in it. And there are other things that like that pops up all over the place in my family's history for one reason or another. It just, I always have Looney Tunes show up again and again and again, and it's classic. It's very prankster style cartoon. It's perfect. I mean, Bugs, after all, I wouldn't say that Bugs is necessarily good or bad. He's more of a trickster character. Just trying to live his Bugs Bunny life. If somebody comes and messes with him, he's gonna destroy them.
And usually the most epic fashion imaginable, and always over the top, which is always appreciated. Yeah,
he's the epitome of karma. People are saying he's chaotic neutral. Yeah, absolutely. He's there for himself. Basically, leave him alone, and he'll leave you alone. He doesn't really care if you're necessarily a good person or a bad person. Just leave him alone. Daffy Duck, sort of... There are a few episodes where he acts as the quote-unquote good character, but he's definitely more of, like... He's not really evil? Good. He's not lawful evil. I don't know. Can you even classify Daffy? There are plenty of cartoons where he plays more of the Bugs role, where he plays the pranks on other people, but he's also very good at being the victim in, not the victim, but like the
like the main character / focus of like where things are going wrong against him, and he needs to find a way to solve it. Yeah, the comedic relief, almost like Donald Duck. Donald Duck is like the angry duck who you love because he's angry, and you love when bad things happen to him. You know, Donald Duck isn't necessarily bad. It's just that he's grumpy, and you're very happy when things go bad for him. Daffy Duck, I feel, is a little bit more evil than Donald Duck, and also a little goofier. I mean, I'll still say that, like, I think my favorite Daffy cartoon is the one where he's pitted against the animator. That one's a good one. I like the Robin Hood one a little bit better. Oh, the Robin Hood one's amazing. Yeah, as well as Duck Dodgers in the 21st and a half century. That one
Like any of the Duck Dodgers, Planet X stuff is great. I actually didn't know that Planet X was a real scientific theory, that a planet existed in the solar system that we didn't know about. But yeah, it was totally a play off of like both science fiction as well as scientific theory. I love it.
It also had a really good N64 game where it was a really fun like collectathon as Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century, going to like different planets with different villains like reprising their roles, all working for Marvin the Martian.
That's kind of fun. Yeah. People are saying more of a conspiracy theory these days. You know what? There were a lot of scientific theories that eventually became conspiracy theories because they started getting discredited. For example, ESP, people actually scientifically believed or had theories about ESP, and it was considered more science fiction than fantasy, especially in the 50s and 60s. That's why you see ESP as well as empaths show up in Star Trek. However, after a while, I think around the 70s is when ESP started being considered fantasy, and that's when it started being a little bit less common in science fiction. Yeah, the more you know.
I think I remember that episode where with the hotel.
The hotel? Okay, Daffy Duck working at a hotel. I don't know.
There just comes a point where it all just runs together.
Like, I can imagine Daffy Duck in a bellhop outfit, but that's all that I can imagine. He just looks perfect as in a bellhop. Oh, One thing that I love that shows up occasionally in Bugs Bunny cartoons is the weird, like, alien that Daffy Duck gets transformed into. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, sort of a chimera, polka-dotted chimera creature.
I know what you're talking about, and I thought that only appeared in like one episode.
No, there are a few. Oh, geez,
okay.
I looked up Daffy Duck Chimera, and that was not... Oh, there we go. Okay. Bam. I got it. Okay, give me like 10 seconds, and I will have it up on the screen for you. It actually popped up the correct picture, so I'm happy about that. Here we go. This one.
Yes, that one.
Like, I do not know what this is, but that is one of my favorite abominations in the show. It's so good.
It's oh my gosh, I love it. It's a Mother 3 enemy.
A mother... Yeah, it could be a Mother 3 enemy. Who knows? Oh, people are saying that it's a screwball. It might be called the screwball. Yeah. Yep. Actually, his tail, the flag on his tail has the screw and the ball, so that is the screwball character. Just to confirm, let me upload it for everybody to see. Okay, here it is. There, screwball.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah, no, and then like I said, that originated in like my favorite Daffy Duck cartoon of just him versus the animator, which was revealed to be like Bugs Bunny at the very end of it.
Yep. He doesn't show up a whole... Oh my gosh, there's an episode called The Taming of the Screwball. Of course there is. 6th webisode of the Mysterious Phenomena of the Unexplained series of web... What? Okay. So I guess that was a different series, not original series, happened in 2001. Sure. And the episode that you're thinking about is called Duck Amuck.
That's it.
Yeah. Animated surreal comedy short film directed by Chuck Jones, and essentially it was in 53 that they got that meta, and that is awesome. In 1994, it was voted number 2 of the 50 greatest cartoons of all time. Wow.
Oh, no. Wait.
Oh, I think Ascorian is through. Yeah. Rub that butter. Oh, well, okay. It wasn't butter. Never mind. Yay, you did it.
Nice job, Ascorian.
I'm very proud.
And yeah, no, with that, I believe Ascorian's, yeah. Ascorian's taking the lead now.
Yeah, that's 2 levels done, right?
Yeah.
Question, though. Were those in a... Oh, no, this is a probe entertainment game. I was going to look this up, but yeah, that scares
climax.
Yeah, was that a single continue then that... Or not a single continue, but a single set of continues that Ascorian got through the 2 levels?
Yes.
Yeah, if so, I believe Ascorian is resetting in order to get through those 2 and have full continues to try to get some progress through the next levels. Interesting thought there. Probably a good idea, yeah. That was level 3 we just saw for 5 minutes is what Flare Sword is saying. Okay.
Yeah, because unfortunately, if you know you end up like losing like a continue on the Wabbit Duck season, you might as well restart because you need honestly all your continue for the Bully for Bugs episode.
Yeah.
That's how brutal it is for, you know, the second stage of a game.
I'm enjoying this taunt action that Bugs can do. Good.
It is the only surefire way to get Daffy to follow you if he's off screen. Otherwise, you have to make sure you're both on screen at the same time for Daffy to actively follow Bugs.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I'm glad that the game provides an option in order to taunt. That's very, very helpful. Yeah, let's see. So the cartoonist rated What's Opera Doc as the best cartoon ever existing. Second was Duck Amuck, the animator one. And then third, the band concert. Fourth, Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century. I do not know what the band concert is, and I'm going to have to check that out. It might not be a Looney Tunes one, though.
I think that's a Mickey Mouse cartoon?
Maybe. Maybe. Let me see. Use my free book. Oh my gosh, I'm not even signed in. Whatever, I'm not going to take a look. Oh, it's the one with the tornado taking the band up. First, there's the little dust. Is that the one with the dust devil at the beginning that harasses him? I hated that. I hated the dust devil. Stupid. I don't think it is, actually. But yeah, they also have One Froggy Evening, Gertrude the Dinosaur, Red Hot Riding Hood. How about Gerald McBoing Boing? I feel like that might not be the same cartoon if that were made today.
Gerald McBoing.
King Size Canary, the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde Tweety bird cartoon.
That's a good one.
Is a classic. I hate the Three Little Pigs movie. Rabbit of Seville, Steamboat Willie, blah, blah, blah. The Skeleton Dance. That one's a good cartoon. I like that. anyways, yeah, a lot of them are Looney Tunes cartoons, but again, this book was like made in the 90s, so there's been a lot since then. And honestly, I don't know if I necessarily would want cartoons to return to the style of Looney Tunes and such. Episodic cartoons are pretty cool, but I feel like, as with any medium, there has to be some sort of transformation as time goes on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, completely agree.
Ooh, rabbit seasoning. I think that one's racist. Okay. Actually, yeah, they also have Der Fuhrer's face, which is the weird World War II Donald Duck propaganda one. I would show that to my class in college because they're like, what the crap is this?
I think that's like one of like the few like WW2 era films I have not seen from Disney.
You should
like,
watch
I'm aware of it.
Yeah,
but I haven't gotten around to watching it yet.
Absolutely worth watching. If not just for educational purposes, it's actually got some very interesting animation, and it was highly influential at the time. Let me look up who this Gerald McBoing Boing is, though. That's the most important thing. Gerald McBoing Boing. Oh, I don't like him.
That's a great starting point. It's like, I'm gonna look this up. Never mind, I've made a terrible mistake.
I don't know. I guess that it was a Dr. Seuss story first. Based on the Academy Award-winning motion picture by Dr. Seuss, A Little Golden Book. Okay, so Dr. Seuss made it. There you go. Gerald McBoing Boing.
Yup, that is definitely 50s.
Yeah.
Just from that art style alone.
Although the 1950s cartoon store style makes me think a lot of, well, a lot of other cartoons have sort of made fun of / used that style. I'm thinking Log on Ren and Stimpy, pretty much borrowed from the 1950s style. It's a classic, fun to rip off style. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, we've got a match ahead of us, and right now everybody is on either the first level or the second level, and because you can do them in either order, it doesn't matter too much. The biggest thing is beating both of them in a single set of continues, which Ascorian has done, and none of the other players has achieved it.
I know in terms of like people who have like beaten stages sooner, I know it's currently Ascorian in first, Allison in second, Valley in third, and Ellipses Break in fourth right now.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, it's going to basically determine if everyone's stuck on stage 2, how much progress they've made in completing the Rube Goldberg machine for the bowl.
Yeah! Come on, Rube. Like, that was named after somebody, right? I
believe the artist's name was Rube Goldberg, who would just design like these intricate contraptions and whatnot. I think it was like for like on magazines and publications.
Yeah. That's what it looks like. I actually have never looked this up before because I've heard Rube Goldberg machines, but I've never seen the actual inspiration. And yeah, he was a comic book designer. These were absolutely... Look at that! It's on a stamp!
Yeah,
it's so cool. That is so awesome. Can you imagine being such a good cartoonist you get a stamp?
I know like my favorites in terms of like the Rube Goldberg stuff was I think it was a DOS game called The Incredible Machine. that I played a lot of as a kid.
I think there was a third one that came out fairly recently, and it's like it's been done before, so it's not as innovative.
I think Sierra Online was responsible for the first two, for under their like Sierra Kids branding.
Yeah. So it turns out that he was a cartoonist, but also an inventor. The cartoons led to people actually making imitations of the machines. I wonder what he actually invented, though. Let me see. Okay, career. He made films. Some of the cartoons that he made were Mike and Ike. They look alike. I hate the candy Mike and Ike. I don't like the flavor. He also made a cartoon called Boob McNutt. You can't make this up, people. I mean, he did, but I didn't make it up. Okay. Boob McNutt. Apparently took a little while for people to pick it up. I'm gonna go ahead and pass that up for a little while. Boob McNutt. Okay. What are you kicking about? Telephonies, Lollapalooza. Okay. But I want to find if he actually invented anything. But yeah, he inspired the Incredible Machine games, Crazy Machines. I think basically every old school Tim Burton movie had a Rube Goldberg machine in them.
I think like somewhere within them there was always some amazing contraption that was nonsensical. I mean,
yeah, like Pee-wee's Big Adventure had a Rube Goldberg machine. Yeah, that was Tim Burton, if you didn't know.
Didn't Edward Scissorhands have one?
Pretty sure it did as well, yeah. And then, beginning of Back to the Future, there's a Rube Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say that as far as I can tell, the inventions are just like the convoluted machines that he had, which is great. That counts as an invention. I like you, Rube Goldberg. Despite Boob McNutt, you are fit. Actually, maybe because of Boob McNutt. That's something we should be talking about more.
I have to look this up now. I have to. I'm just... Oh, okay. That's a lot more tamer than... Okay, good.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, like, there's nothing questionable about the comic, except for the name.
It has a very Tintin art style to it.
Yeah, it really does. Like, this... And I would say that probably for the time that the comic came out, that probably wouldn't have... Like, it would have been a silly name, but not a questionable name. So it's just that Boob McNutt has aged perfectly.
It is aged like the finest of wine.
The finest of moonshines there, baby. I wouldn't call it a wine.
Oh man.
Yeah, by the way, I'm just watching. What's fascinating about this game, the damage that you take, like, you take a lot of damage all the time, and when you die, it's not actually very clear that you've died, just the number to the left of the carrot goes down.
There's like a random sound effect that plays,
okay,
and then the carrot loses it. But yeah, there's no iframes to speak of in this game.
Yeah, that's a little bit frustrating. I feel like I'm not sure how I feel, like, because technically you just respawn in the same area, but I like to have a little bit of a breather between lives so that, like, I can think, you know, and having like a tiny bit of a setback also gives you a chance to like learn some of the more difficult places and do them over and over instead of just taking damage and rushing through them every single time, you know? Because if you don't make a player start over, then they might just try the same thing over and over, because rather than having 3 distinct lives, essentially what you have is one very long extended life, and health management becomes a huge issue at that point. Oh geez, Escorian just getting battered by this lion. Why are there so many underground lions?
You know, if this was maybe the Roman Colosseum,
It might be
possibly,
Bacabon.
I would understand it. But this is in Madrid, if I remember correctly.
I mean, maybe they're imported lions? How many lions do you need for a Colosseum?
I think at any point in time, the Romans had like at least 3 to 5 lions on standby in the underground preparement wing.
Okay, great. Thank you, Rome, for your inspiration. This is great music.
So Ellipsis is going on the right move right now. They completed Bully for Bugs, and now they're redoing the Duck Wabbit season level.
Okay.
So if they're able to complete this, they'll move into second place.
I think that's probably the right way to go. By the way, the person who made the music for this, Andrew Brock, has actually worked on music for quite a long time, starting early on with Terminator 2 Judgment Day and doing some sound effects for at least some of the ports for Mortal Kombat. But he has also moved on to work on Busted Move 4. We've got the Darksiders series. We've got Turok Evolution, Turok 3, audio lead for that. Maya the Bee and Her Friends, which has the best move. I don't know. I've never heard it. But yeah, various Bust-A-Move games. What? Bubble Bobble, also featuring Rainbow Islands, one of the musicians for a version of that. Like, this guy, Andy Brock, has worked on a lot of music and actually worked for Blizzard Entertainment, it looks like, at one point. So, seriously, that's awesome.
I mean, his work shows. He made a lot of banger tunes for this, and yeah, a lot of the music from a lot of the Taito puzzle games he's worked on are also incredibly well.
Yeah. So this is in Kusog7ande. Again, you said that this is a game that you played as a kid, never was able to make much progress in this. What's the biggest reason that you feel this was appropriate for Kusog7ande?
Mainly because it's one of those games that could be great, but a lot of the technical aspects behind it really hold it back from having that happen, mostly from the iframes, the issues with the sequential live system, plus as well as just Bully for Bugs itself really detracts from this game potentially being a good one, because the animation quality is really nice. The level design isn't half bad for some of the stages, and not to mention, like, it's got a really good soundtrack. It's just a lot of the technical elements behind it hold it back from being a good game.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, this was Probe Software, and they did make some sort of questionable games. I'm just taking a look. One of the main designers for this was also the designer for Batman Forever.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I see. He designed the Genesis version. What about the other versions here? Probe. Yeah. I would say that this is better designed than Batman Forever. Okay. He also worked on maps for Jelly Boy, designed for the Page Master. Wow. People are asking if that's the game where he literally had a gun. No, that's Batman Forever, if I'm not mistaken, is the like epic, terrible sort of what did they do? The Mortal Kombat style sprites where it sort of controls like a fighting game, and
Yeah,
what
it's
like people usually get stuck in the first room because they can't figure out how to use the what is it? The belt?
Yeah, they don't know how to, I think, like,
The
use some of, like,
grappling hook.
Terry's...
Yeah.
Yeah, like Terry's abilities. Mainly the grappling hook is what gets a lot of people stuck in that game.
It was some weird button combination that you had to push in order to use the grappling hook. It's a game that PJ decided to run, and that should tell you enough about how terrible the game is.
That explains everything right there.
Yeah. I mean, no, it doesn't explain like why the game's bad. It just explains that the game is bad. But yeah, Probe Entertainment is kind of legendary when it comes to bad video games. I love Probe, but geez, they were very hit and miss. It's like Batman Forever, ugh. The Page Master, almost okay. Jelly Boy, interesting, but very, very flawed. Disney's Beauty and the Beast, ugh.
I wasn't aware that was something.
Bram Stoker's Dracula. Oh no. Oh, that the Game Boy version. Did they make like the NES version of that? Yep. Did they make the Game Gear version? Yep. Oh jeez. Yeah. But at the same time, like, at least I usually felt something when I was playing a Probe Software game. Like, this is one of their better games, is what I would say. That's not saying it's necessarily good. It has some huge flaws, especially in execution. I'd say the health and the life system and the maze-like levels. Those, like, the maze levels are really getting to me.
Mm-hmm.
I hate mazes, and most of this is a maze. Wait, people are pointing out they made Savage. Did they make Savage? Oh yeah, that's their best game ever. Gotta be honest.
Don't think I'm familiar with that one.
Savage. Do you know the music that just, oh, Savage?
Okay, yeah, I know the music.
That's all you need to know. They had the best tune in the world.
So Ellipsis Break is officially on the Arabian Night stage. So yay, we have someone else at level 3.
Very nice. And Escorian didn't make it very far in level 3, so I think it's going to be very easy to track who has made more linear progress in this level.
I know Escorian on their last attempt made some good progress.
Oh, okay. I was too busy looking up Probe Software.
Yeah,
and all of the atrocities that they have made.
Yeah, it's honestly at this point for me is when I had to start using like level select codes when I visited this game again in the future. And yeah, like the stages unfortunately just get worse as you progress.
Yeah. I have to say though, the art for this game is actually really good, and maybe it's not too much of a surprise that the artist who worked on this actually did a lot of art for... Maybe it will surprise people. The Elder Scrolls Online, one of the environmental artists for that.
Lemieux?
What? Alex Lawrence.
Huh.
Yeah. Lemieux? No, Alex Lawrence. Who's Lemieux?
Is my general phrase that I say whenever I'm confused.
Okay. So you can relate it to Le Pew? Maybe. Maybe not.
I mean, that is one thing I will give, like, as far as like the credit for this game in terms of like the background design. Everything feels like their respective cartoon episodes. Like, especially in later stages when you do, like the next level is all about the Singing Sword episode. And it has like that keen, like Arthurian legends feel to it. And the final stages are all based on Marvin the Martian and Planet X.
You know, I'm trying to remember. I don't really remember enjoying the Singing Sword. It was fine. It exists. It's there. Whatever. But like there were better things in Looney Tunes. But for some reason, like, okay, my brain is thinking Singing Sword, but for some reason, my mind is bringing up a Mario Party game that is absolutely unrelated. That was like the Chain Chomp, where you're trying to sneak up.
And snore.
Why am I thinking of that? Can you like feel some sort of semblance between the two? I don't know why I can.
I honestly can't.
All
I can think of now is just torture, pain, and going through minigame coaster on hard and losing on that stage over and over and over again.
Like, is it in a castle? Because I think the Singing Sword episode had some sort of castle in it.
Yes, the Singing Sword did have a castle to it, and I guess Sneak and Snore is technically a jail/dungeon, so yee? That's such a weird correlation.
What the crap?
Oh my goodness.
How does my mind link these two? It just does. They are nothing alike, literally nothing alike, but I correlate the Singing Sword and Sneak and Snore. I guess Chad is right, they are rough homophones, but I couldn't even remember the phrase Sneak and Snore.
I played way too much Mario Party, so I got like a lot of those mini game names and memorized for better or for worse.
I played a lot as well, I gotta be honest. Hello, Ace of Shoop, good to see you in chat. Yeah, I had blisters in the center of my palm, okay? I played the OG Mario Party. People are pointing out that Escorian, wait, Flare Sword, who got to Stage 2 of Arabian Nights, was that Ellipsis? Because if so,
Ellipsis
that
made it to
likely
Stage 2.
is a lead change then.
It is.
Yeah, we'll have to see how Escorian does, if she is able to get back there. Honestly, Escorian, I feel, is one of the big favorites going into this match. Looking at the poll here, 59% of the points that were voted for Escorian, 24% for Ellipsis Break. This could be a little bit of an upset if Ellipsis takes the victory here, and I'm all about them upsets. Ellipsis, where's Daffy? You gotta attract the duck. Smelly rabbit, come on.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you pull too far ahead, like, granted, the maze-like structure is bad. At least in the Daffy Duck stages, they give you ways to get back to where Daffy could potentially be. So you never really lock yourself out of, like, the win condition for the stage.
That's good, that you are able to loop around. Like, you do have the poles that you can only slide down, but that's usually going to give you a way to get back to somewhere that you've been already. And if not, there will be a ladder somewhere that gives you that loop. I would say I hate this maze, but
I mean, compared to the mazes that are, bully for bugs, like, the forest mazes are tame in comparison.
It's just one of my least favorite mechanics. Make it clear where the player needs to go. Is figuring out a maze really the only thing that you can do as a video game designer? No.
So,
if you're given limited time to make a game, maybe.
So it does give you arrows that will point you in the general direction of where the signs are. So if you're following the arrows, you'll have no issue navigating these stages. The trick to these stages come in of just not taking the damage from Daffy.
True.
Okay, so Escorian is completing bully. I can't remember if they did Rabbit Duck season, but if this is the case, they'll be going back to the Arabian Hair Nights.
I'm not sure if she did. She may have to go and do that right now. Yeah, Duck, yep. Rabbit, Duck, which is the right order, I feel, to do the levels in, because Duck, Rabbit, Duck is easier. So do it bully bugs level first, and then Duck Rabbit Duck, which is the level that she is on right now. After that, going to be Arabian Nights. And considering that I don't think Ascorian has lost to continue, this is a very solid start. We're at the point where players do want to have one last final good push. Hello Allison and Valley Claire, by the way, are still stuck in the first 2 levels, which you can do in either order, whatever you would like. And that, you know what? Why even have a level select if you can only select between 2 levels?
You got me. I don't know.
Maybe they're like, people are going to get bored of doing the same level over and over and over again, so might as well give them a choice to begin with, and then we'll just take it from there. It's an illusion of choice. It's an illusion, everybody. The probe software lied.
Probe software does what probe software does best, lies to your face.
Oh yeah, they do. I'm not afraid to call them out on that either. I don't even care. Yeah, go ahead and make that stupid sound like Woody the Woodpecker. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let me just say that at least Looney Tunes was in all aspects better than Woody the Woodpecker. I hate that stupid bird.
I can't stand Woody the Woodpecker.
I hate him. And I sometimes did watch Woody the Woodpecker when I was young. Why? When I was in the habit of waking up at 6 a.m. to get ready for school, even on the weekends, I'd sometimes wake up that early, especially on Sundays, so I'd turn on the TV and there's nothing interesting. So what do I go to? Bozo the Clown. Freaking Bozo, and he would play Woody the Woodpecker, and then he'd try to make kids do some stupid thing in order to win a brand new crisp $100 bill. And I hated Woody, and I hated Bozo the Clown, but I think, like, actual good cartoons were after that, so I just sit there through all that crap until the good cartoons came on.
Yeah.
There's a reason Bozo was at 6 a.m.
There's a reason why he got the 6 a.m. def time slot.
Yeah, if you're... Then again, they were probably just reruns of Bozo the Clown. They weren't live, so they're like, we just gotta slap something on it this time. What are we gonna do? And
we just need to fill something that no one is possibly going to actually, like, pay attention to, so just...
It's like, there are 5 people who... like, for some reason got up and have hangovers and just cannot tolerate anything and cannot pay attention. So Bozo the Clown, that's for them. Oh, people are mentioning the bucket game, the freaking bucket game.
The what?
I don't remember, actually. I'm just... The bucket game. You know the bucket game. The game with the bucket.
I know of Mr. Bucket, and that's about it.
Mr. Bucket?
Oh my god. So Mr. Bucket was this really awkward game where you'd put, I think, like D batteries in a giant bucket, and the whole objective was to put as many of these plastic balls into Mr. Bucket. And if you didn't put enough in, he'd just be spitting them out on the carpet constantly. So it was a race to see who could get.
I don't like Mr. Bucket. Gotta be honest. Oh my gosh, that sounds familiar. Okay, let me. Yeah. Now that you mention that, Mr. Bucket.
It had like the creepiest face on it too.
Oh no, I hate Mr. Bucket. You're right. You're right. This is something that you'd put on the internet and they're like, take this down. This is a family-friendly account, and you're not allowed to put Mr. Bucket up anymore. Yeah, your account is banned.
We're gonna
it was just Mr. Bucket. It was just Mr. Bucket.
We banned your account. But why? You put Mr. Bucket on the channel.
Because you put Mr. Bucket on the channel. This is why. This is why you were banned from the internet. You put Mr. Bucket up. Mr. Bucket. I hate this guy. Seriously.
Man. So Allison's gone a different approach. They've actually gone onto the singing sword level instead of doing Arabian Nights.
I mean, that's kind of understandable.
So if I remember correctly, the objective of these stages is to find the legendary singing sword and then use it to slay the dragon.
Okay.
All right, Scorian, she's now on to the second act of Arabian Nights.
Very nice.
Oh no, Allison!
What a game. Do 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 do. Oh, well, it's okay. Like, you know, this game is a little bit of a struggle, as you said. The controls seem like they're mostly fine. It's just, it's so easy to take damage that you don't mean to take. And the game punishes you greatly for that.
Yeah, the controls are a little bit on the slippery side, unfortunately.
Okay,
but
so they are a little slippery.
Mainly the lack of iframes is the real challenge of this game.
Yeah, you can go really fast, but especially with the underground section that players are in, you can't see much around you, so it's really easy to just rush into a situation where you're going to take a bunch of hits and die. And when you have limited continues and lives can just, like, you barely have iframes between lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's just rough. Do 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 do.
Well, at least the nightmare is almost over.
I mean, for these players, but we've got 2 matches after this. I do want people to know that the 4 players here do have 10 points coming into the match. These are strong competitors, and it's not too surprising to see that the players are making this much of a good push. You know, somebody has to come in last. That's how it goes. Nobody is getting eliminated, thank goodness, because of that. You know, even the person who comes in last, they're going to have 12 points after the match. That's still a strong enough score to stay in for a while. Escorian has beaten stage 2 of Arabian Nights, taking the lead back and promptly getting a game over on the next stage. That didn't last very long.
Nope, I
didn't even see what the next level was.
So the next level is an auto-scroller, where you have to jump from magic carpet to magic carpet.
That's fair.
To get to the evil Yosemite Sam Vizier. And unfortunately, the magic...
There's something funny about taking a stereotypical West character, you know, sort of like this... highfalutin guy and putting him in a very completely different area. I don't know. That to me is funny. That's comedy. But yeah, that sounds like an absolute nightmare. So maybe it's for the best that Escorian got a game over.
Yeah, the flying carpets, after a while, they just drop you. So throughout that entire auto-scrolling stage, you're jumping from carpet to carpet before it just tilts over and sends Bugs to his doom.
Yeah. It looks like Valaclaire is just not going to play anymore, and Escorian's just going to taunt us. Escorian! Oh my gosh, how could you? Ellipsis is like, I'm done. Escorian can't catch up. Valaclaire is not playing anymore. Hello Allison's the only one actually playing. I would give imaginary points, but we don't even have those on this channel. That's just, I don't have the budget for that.
I will give them carrots.
Okay, congrats.
Congrats. I will give them power carrots. I'll get their addresses and I will ship them some fresh carrots.
See, when I was a kid, I always imagined carrots tasted like chicken in a biscuit, at least the type that Bugs Bunny eats. And that would make carrots amazing. But anyways, that's time.
That is time.
I don't know why I imagined they tasted just like chicken in a biscuit, but that was like my favorite flavor when I was a kid. That MSG, it's so good. With that said, Escorian has very clearly taken the victory here. Ellipsis, second. I'm not sure about third and fourth, though.
In terms of progress, Allison is third due to the Fae reaching the second set of stages, with Valley in fourth for not being able to complete the first two.
Oh, so rough. But yeah, like, this game appears to have been some people's personal purgatory. But Escorian did manage to get out of the first two-level purgatory and also make significant progress in the Arabian Nights. Hello there, Escorian.
Hello.
Congratulations. You took the victory today.
Oh, that was a game.
Yeah. So, like, the game looks pretty good for Genesis, as well as with the style of Looney Tunes. But other than that, it seems like there are a lot of nightmares in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me about it. Like, what do you have to say? What's bad about this?
Well, for one, you had to jump. When you jumped, you had to jump like a second before you would actually jump. The jump's just so awful.
Yeah. I honestly, I wasn't able to see how bad the jump was.
Honestly, not to mention the damage. You can take about 3 hits per life.
Okay.
And then you're dead, and well, with limited continues, that's pretty harsh.
Yeah, that's not the best. Considering that you have that and you do not have any buffer between lives, it's almost, I wouldn't say it's completely unforgivable, but it's pretty high up there.
Also, what the crap was that final stage I ended up getting to?
So with that stage, it's an auto-scroller where you need to jump between the magic carpets. Your carpet just gave out under your feet, like they tend to do from the other stages. So you had to jump to another one before you plummet to your doom.
So yeah, the problem is that you actually did what you usually do in video games, and you scoped out the situation. But before you finished scoping it out, you died. That's not your fault. I'm going to go ahead and blame Probe Software. Yeah, just looking at the pedigree of the people who worked on this, it's no surprise that design suffered because, they have worked on some special games like Batman Forever. If you know anything about that game, it's horrendous. Possibly the worst Batman game in existence, and that's saying something.
I have not played most Batman games, actually.
Oh, geez. Well, okay. If you ever want to get a surprise of Batman Forever, just don't play it ever, and it might show up one day.
If you're going to play any classic Batman games, definitely do the Sunsoft ones on the NES.
Those ones are actually pretty good, yeah. With that said, Escorian, was there anything redeemable about this game?
The music? Like, the audio was actually pretty good.
Okay, I would probably agree with you. I enjoyed the music and the visuals were good. I would say that if you showed an executive the game, they would probably have been happy with it.
I will say this is probably one of the hardest Kusog7ande games I've been given.
Really?
Yeah.
Seth, your childhood didn't lie. Yeah, Seth played this as a kid and absolutely hated it and thought it would be appropriate to bring it here. And so that's really satisfying to hear that this game was very, very difficult. Well, I mean, when you have 4 people who took first in the previous match, you know, it's good to bring something very difficult. I'm glad you got to experience this.
Yeah, I regret it. I'm gonna be adding it to put my pile of Kusog7ande marathon.
Yeah, that's going to be like a heavy one to add to that list there. So I have a question for you. Are you streaming anything else these days? Anything going on over on your channel or on any other channels that you play on?
Yeah, I've been playing Cult of the Lamb recently on my streams at 9 p.m. Eastern every day.
Ooh, very nice.
Such an addicting game.
Do you have a good cult yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
I've got most of the, I've got all the commandment things done.
Nice.
And I'm about to kill the 3rd boss.
Okay, yeah, I've beaten the first boss. I made it a decent way into the 2nd area, and then I got distracted with Final Fantasy XIV and accidentally beat the 1st expansion that is included in the free trial.
I cannot wait for patch 6.2.
Stop talking. Why do people care about specific patches? Okay, what are they adding?
They're adding in like a island simulation thing, sort of like Stardew Valley.
They're adding Stardew Valley to Final Fantasy XIV? What the freaking crap?
It's gonna be amazing.
Okay.
That and the next raid tier drops too.
Also, buy your minions while you can, because minions are gonna come into play on the islands.
You think that... Ooh, it's like the stock market. Gotta get them before the price jumps up.
The patch release is Tuesday.
Okay, well, I better hurry and, like, complete some of this stuff so I can get other stuff. What am I talking about? You know, get the stuff. Mounts! Some of the mounts. I want some of the mounts. That's what I want. I want the cool Phoenix Hawk thingy.
Hey, feel free to DM me anytime. That goes to everyone. I'll help out on 14. I love helping people on it. I'm a mentor for a reason.
You're a mentor. Okay, I'll probably jump on later today, actually. So, just so you know. Well, thank you so much.
I'm in the Kuso link shell.
I always forget to talk on that. Yeah, there is a Kuso link shell, and you should poke somebody who's on Final Fantasy XIV to add you to it so that you can just talk to nerds. Because we've got a lot of nerds. Okay, yeah, thank you, Ascorian, and Seth, thank you for giving out this game. It was a bad game.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, see you later.
Bye.
Bye, take care.
Take care.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to run away and use the restroom, and I will be back with more Kusog7ande. We've got 2 matches coming up. Hold on to your butts.